Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I actually created this channel because I wanted to showcase my system of transformation. I am not an influencer. I'm maybe a content creator, but I got to here by default. What I was trying to do from the beginning was to transform my life. Yes, I got to a point, I'm 52, where I was overweight, without a job, and I believe I was practically depressed. The fact of the matter is, I am a psychologist. Yes, I've been working in marketing for the longest time, but I couldn't stop seeing what was happening to me. So I had to take action. Now, here comes the difficult part. Taking action can take many routes. You can join a gym, you can start therapy, you can do thousands of things. And I've tried them all, almost all of them. Diets, coaches, therapy, etc., etc., etc. And then I stumbled upon one of my favorite books, which I read before, but I took notice again, which is Atomic Habits. That book taught me that what I really needed is something that I could do systematically, something that I could do with consistency and not a magic formula. If I do something consistently, if I do it over time, then I will gain compound gains. That was my first approach. How I came up with that? I said, okay, let's do one thing, one physical thing to transform my body. And I started with the first challenge. I'm going to do 20 push-ups every day, no stop. It was funny because some of my friends asked me, but what's the challenge? Who wins? Who loses? I said, well, if I stop doing them, I lose. That's the whole challenge. I'm not trying to get buffed. I'm not trying to grow my muscles, not necessarily. I needed something that pushed me every day to have a little bit of effort, and over time, well, I'm gaining now. But that was my first approach. I also needed to change my nutrition. I've been trying to be keto for the longest time. You know, keto, the 70% protein and fat, 30% carbs. Well, the problem with keto for me was that the moment I started cheating. I couldn't help to eat a little bit more of the carbs that I should. So that balance, which is the essence of keto, was just not working for me. But that's part of my personality. I needed something maybe a little bit more strict, but also as easy and as delicious for me. So I have a sweet tooth. I get cravings all the time, like not only at night, like all the time. And that's when I stumbled upon the idea that I already had in my head that why don't I try to go carnivore? And so I actually just shut my mouth and tried. And it's very, very easy for me because every single time that I eat something of a carnivore diet, I really, really like it. I enjoy it. So I can curb my, needs and hunger by eating something that it's on the realm of my favorite food, which is meat, which is pork, which is, cheese, anything that comes from animal produce. The third thing was, okay, but I'm uploading this to YouTube every day, to my personal channel, which is this one, and we'll see what happened. Well, what happened was people start asking me, what the hell was I doing? And what was the challenge about? And that's the last part of my formula, if you will, which is connection. Connection to other people that helps you hold yourself accountable, and connection to other people, maybe strangers, that you feel obliged to. Actually, when you upload something and you do it in your personal channel, you say, I'm gonna do this every day. If you stop doing it, you don't feel good about it. So that little that little push helped me. And you immediately start getting connections. Immediately start getting comments, start getting a lot of words of encouragement, and a little bit of admiration. So I was not doing much. I was just doing 20 push-ups a day. Then I started eating meat, which I already love. And it took me like 20 minutes a day to upload the video and see what happened. Somehow, everything started to work very well. When I got to the day 70 of my journey, I noticed a few things. First, I was able to lose a fair amount of weight. Second, I was feeling amazing with myself, both because of the encouragement, but also because the change in the diet gave me all these benefits. I'm not going to discuss in this video the benefits of a carnivore diet, but man, my headaches, my pain, my digestion, even my sleep got better. And I got this now community behind me. Even my kids were saying like, what are you doing? This is so cool. And they were liking my videos. So now I want to tell you a little bit of what I believe I'm trying to build. So after realizing these three things, I noticed one thing, and I cannot help it. My mind naturally went to writing down what this was as a system. That's the writer in me. That's the academic in me. So I'm calling this three-legged system the base. I'm not gonna go in deep into what the base is for me now. I'll make a bunch of videos about it later, but it's basically these three things: transforming your life through movement, nurturing, and connection. Those three legs are really what stabilizes anybody's life. I've seen it in myself, and that's why I wanted to tell you. And I needed to make this video for you to understand that, yes, it is possible. It's not just a wellness formula. I believe it's a more holistic human formula. Okay, what's the purpose of this short video? The first one is join me, come into the community, comment, watch the challenges that I make, take a look at the meals that I post. And most important of all, let's talk. Let's join each other's journey for support. That's a connection. The second one is, if you stay here, you won't find a whole lot of things. No, you will find something very specific. I will keep doing physical micro workout challenges. The two that you can catch right now that are on and live are the 35 push-ups a day challenge and the 100 squats a day challenge. I thought I was not going to be able to do 100 squats, but it turns out it's easier than you think, and I'm doing them. The 100 squats challenge was inspired actually one of my favorite channels in the internet, the Strength Side. I'll link it down below for you to follow them. They're about mobility, and when you're like me, over 50 years old, you need strength and mobility. That's the most important thing. Forget about too much cardio, or forget about too much other stuff. If you're able to regain mobility and you're able to work on your strength, your physique immediately responds with health, with better feeling, and obviously with a healthier weight. Also, for my carnivore diet, my biggest inspiration was a channel that's called The Steak and Butter Girl. I'm sorry, I didn't know the name. I follow many of them because you like to start finding new recipes and new ways to, cook things that you thought you couldn't eat and now you can enjoy, but in a carnivore way. But Steak and Butter Gal is amazing, and her own journey is very inspiring. Her journey from somebody who had problems with her skin, with her weight, with her digestion, even some autoimmune problems. And she got rid of them all through following a strict carnivore diet. So I'll link it down below too. Finally, I want to talk to you a little bit about connection. As I told you before, I'm a clinical psychologist. And a fair part of what I do in my life, it's related to that. I am a therapist. I'm also a counselor. And even when I do coaching, I see that most of our problems are framed within our social relationships. If you don't have a stable and healthy social network where you can codepend, etc., well, nothing else you do will work. I know there are three legs, but that one, connection one, is super important. And all the three legs are intertwined. Your nutrition has to do with who you live with, who you grew up with your social connections. And your movement definitely has to do with a lot of the things that happen around you. If your work is a work that keeps you at home or keeps you glued to a desk, well, your movement is going to be affected. If you grew up in a family that used to do sports or had a lot of mobility, well, your daily movement also is going to be affected. So the things are intertwined. But connection is very, very important. And this social media is both a friend and a foe, if you will. Why is it a friend or a foe? Well, as I told you, I live alone and I work from home. And my connection to the world is filled in part by this, by the content creators and by the communities that consume content in the internet. I wanted to get into the action in a little more active way. And that's why I'm now telling you what I'm doing. I'm offering you just my experience as a reflection of what your experience could be. I'm not saying that we all have to go carnivore or we all have to do micro workouts. No. But the three things that I did learn that are reflected on the results of my transformation are this. First, if you plan to start doing something, it has to be as simple and as consistent as you possibly can. If you cannot integrate it into your daily life, it's not going to work. And that comes from atomic habits. You have to do something that it's a little change, so little that doesn't affect your daily life, so little that is not going to make you run away in a couple of days, understanding that you cannot do such an effort. No, it's a little change. But that change, you have to commit to it. That commitment, that consistency commitment, is the actual winning ticket. You do it and you don't stop doing it until you die. I'm kidding. That commitment, that consistency commitment, is actually the winning ticket in anything you start.
So this is exactly why consistency is key. Because if you have a habit that you're not able to insert into your day-to-day, you're not going to make it. You're going to keep missing out. So do something that you can repeat every day and that it doesn't interfere. When it doesn't interfere, reduces friction, and then you have a habit. And then you can compound the gains. So I just wanted to take this here in my daily commute so you understand that my current transformative habits do not interfere with my day-to-day.
So this is my invitation. Join the channel. Follow me, subscribe. Follow the challenges, follow the nutrition, follow the recipes, but most importantly, let's connect. If you start your own transformation, let me do it with you and just follow along for the ride. Thank you and welcome again.
I will start to tell you about the base in perhaps a month as I'm finishing up details on the exact system that I'm trying to convey with these three elements of movement, nourishment, and connection.